Welcome back, everyone, to the Outer Worlds. Let's get into the Fenhill estate.
Marilyn, is that you?
Laws, we certainly didn't expect to see you like this. And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for welcoming us into your home.
I don't know what to say. She's usually not like this. Come on, you're supposed to help me make an impression.
I am making an
Anyway,
impression.
you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into. Right?
Theft, vandalism, profanity, you name it, we've done it at least twice.
Yep, we're a pair of disgraceful lowlifes.
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time. Perhaps you should go.
Well, she's come a long way to see you.
I mean, we had other business in Byzantium, so it's not like we went out of our way. But you can't just kick us out. We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, wear our outside shoes all over your nice floors.
Hold on, these floors aren't just nice, they're top quality marble.
She's right. Since when can you afford authentic Terran marble?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand. We hadn't heard from you in ages.
We thought you were dead.
Don't sound so disappointed about it.
I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction was lost on us, darling.
Why do I get the feeling you people are about to apologize for something?
We only did what any grieving parents in our position would do. We collected on your life insurance policy.
God fucking damn it!
And the payouts have been rather substantial.
You what? Well, now that I'm here, I guess you'll just have to report back that I'm very much alive and kicking.
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to notice.
So tell them she's back. You'll be the talk of the town.
That's the other problem.
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we?
I'll have you know, Ellie's a professional miscreant.
Someone could hear you.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story. People were talking about it for weeks.
Ellie, are you done with these jerks? That's so fucked up. Just like, well, you know, we don't care that our daughter is alive. We care more about what we've bought here.
Not until I get some answers. Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that. We were just about to ask you to, leave.
Quietly, if you don't mind.
You people should be ashamed of yourselves.
Well, we're trying to avoid further embarrassment.
I'm afraid it would cause quite a stir if the neighbors saw you two stomping about. That's it? You just want us to disappear now? Marilyn, please.
Don't cause a scene.
I don't know about you, Ellie, but I'm ready to cause a scene.
Let's just get out of here, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time.
And they do not give a single solitary fuck. Fucks given, absolute zero. Jesus Christ.
Can we talk?
Yeah, let's.
Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage.
How did you think that was gonna go?
I thought they'd be scandalized. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses and blink open-mouthed.
And then what? This is a very specific fantasy.
Shh, I'm getting to the good part.
Okay, alright.
I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either the leather's fake but the scars are real, or oops, did I just track awesome onto your rug?
How about it's payback time and I'm collecting with interest?
Yeah, I'm gonna use that one day. Now, getting back to my story. Father would throw his hands up because this would be just like me to come back and make a big scene. Then Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth to stifle a sob.
You're really hurt, aren't you?
I'm not hurt. I'm outraged. Affronted even. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. It's embarrassing, you know. And I've got a reputation to maintain.
That sounds familiar.
I hope you don't think I'm talking about this because I want to be introspective.
I think there's a lesson here, Ellie. This episode reflects on them, not you.
But I want to talk about me now.
I suppose you've got to surround yourself with people who really look out for you.
Unless you mean the kind who look out for you to blink so they could swipe your bits. The galaxy's not exactly crawling with those. Anyway, I don't want to sift through this lousy experience for meaningful life lessons. I'm mad, and I want to do something about it. Something like... Wait a second. What if I could get that money?
Keep talking.
I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary. All the payouts would go to me. I'll make money without doing a thing. And I'll get to cut them off.
Quite the role reversal.
As long as I don't develop a taste for wool gonzola and bad legal dramas, that's fine by me. My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Byzantium. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a dummy beneficiary account.
I do, in fact, have
That doesn't
people
work,
skills.
I'm sure we can find one of their terminals and do it ourselves.
Okay. Ooh, that's a big hacker. Yeah, sure. Don't go dying on me. All right. Is there a fast travel near the insurance office? There is. Yoink. Oop.
guess we're going to Fallbrook.
Huh. Funny that. That was funny. Did 18,000 experience points just for looking in a mailbox. And let's keep this quest going.
A reminder to all crew members.
There's only one toilet, but now we have an operating SAM unit, so that's pretty cool.
Orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
Bring it down. Oop. Right, yes. The stairs. Oh, I should modify some of my new big guns.
This looks like a place. You ready to get my money or what?
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group, Halcyon's premier provider of life and disaster-related insurance.
Makes sense why
I'm
Fallbrook
obligated
clients
to
would need it.
inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents deemed to result from negligence, criminal activity, or dullness of mind.
Dullness of mind?
Some people, but no one in this office, I assure you, might call it stupidity.
It's like they say, there's no cure for that.
Fair enough.
So, what kind of insurance package can I interest you in? We're running a special on dismemberment policies. Buy one, get one half off.
Clever. Why is your office on Monarch?
We're not on Monarch. For all practical and tax-related purposes, this office is an official enclave of Byzantium.
Why?
Legally speaking, corporations are not allowed to operate on Monarch. But financially speaking, there are certain costs to running a business from within Byzantium's walls. So while our official address is in the city, and while our office here is technically an extension of that address, we found it more expedient to conduct our key operations here. So we can... what's the phrase? Pass savings to the consumer, of course.
Of course. So you're dodging the authorities.
We prefer to think of it as chasing the savings. Turns out that not having to pay kickbacks, fines, and rent in the most expensive city in Halcyon improves our liquidity. Plus, Sublight keeps this place running remarkably well, and they sure drive business our direction.
Exactly. I need to change the beneficiary of Marilyn Fenhill's life insurance policy?
I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Yes.
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one.
Now let's stay on topic. Oh, what else could you tell
Are
me?
you serious?
Dead serious.
Well, we interviewed the parents extensively. They had plenty of awkward childhood stories that illustrated their daughter's clumsiness and capriciousness.
Hey, those are entirely made up.
Furthermore, the claim spurred a whole line of fashion-related policies. It's become a very lucrative market.
Interesting. So how can I amend the claim?
You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. And she's dead. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork.
Okay, but how would I change it?
Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room that contains data on all our policies. And you'd theoretically add the beneficiary of your choice. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud.
Oh, no, of course not. Marilyn Fenhill isn't dead.
Of course she is. The paperwork says so.
I like to think she's dead in spirit, but technically, legally, and regretfully, I'm still Marilyn Fenhill.
That's impossible. By all accounts, she was an elegant and classy woman with impossibly fine bone structure. That couldn't possibly be you.
That's gotta be the nicest thing anyone's said to me in a long while.
You'll do it, or you'll be filing your own claim.
Please. My policy only covers paper cuts and wrist strain. Very well. I'll do it. But then you've got to go. Confrontations like this will raise my premiums. I'll need the name of the new beneficiary.
Ellie Fenhill?
If you say so. The payouts will flow exclusively into the new account at the start of the month. I hope Ms. Fenhill enjoys her newfound prosperity.
A pleasure doing business for you.
Plenty. As my boss likes to say, there's a policy for every situation and an exclusion for every policy.
Wait a minute.
We've insured unusually expressive eyebrows, outrageous statements, disastrous marriages.
Who gets their eyebrows insured?
Usually character actors, or corporate execs with menacing stares.
Right. Who would get an outrageous statement insured?
That policy is almost exclusively for our corporate clientele.
Of course.
In the unlikely event they make a claim about a product that turns out to be less than accurate, they need some kind of protection against the damage to their sales and reputation.
And disastrous marriages?
Those are mostly for top rungers in Byzantium who have a lot of social and financial capital wrapped up in their marriage contracts. There's one for your beloved eloping with your sibling, your beloved eloping with their sibling, scandalous rumors forcing you apart, the revelation of a secret love child. We try to cover every possible hazard to domestic bliss.
Got it.
One thing's for sure, you won't find better policy protection against sudden lunar implosions anywhere in Halcyon.
Right.
Can we talk? You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be rolling in it.
How does it feel?
I've never been prouder to stand back and watch someone else work. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe now they'll have to go back to real jobs.
As high-minded real jobs?
Maybe as line holders or warm bodies?
Let's talk about your future instead.
Come on, I thought we were celebrating. You want me to think about the future?
Why not?
Maybe you haven't noticed, but you can't even count on a bribe making it into the right pocket. What's the point of planning for anything around here?
That's the kind of thinking that's running this place into the shitter.
Hate to say it, but Halcyon's already there. Anyway, enough of that. You did a job for me, so here's your fee.
I appreciate it, but I didn't do this for the money.
Don't make it weird. Even you've got to be in it for the money now and then. Why else would you go through all this trouble?
I told you before, I give a shit about you. We're crewmates. That means we look out for each other.
I always thought it meant we get used to the smell of each other's dirty socks.
That too.
But you really do see a rosier version of things, huh?
Friendship's important. What else are we fighting for if not for the people we care about? We're better off when we're part of a team. We can't make it out here alone.
Well, I've got a few years of experience that would suggest differently. Still, maybe you've got a point. Maybe it's good to watch someone's back now and then so that one day they watch yours. So, you just keep the money. One of us has to look out for your interests.
Wouldn't want to be indebted to me, huh?
It's nothing personal. It's just the closest thing I've got to a code. Anyway, enough of the touchy-feelies, huh?
Fine. $60,000 XP. Ooh, Ellie got a story perk. Beyond the grave. Cost of bribes reduced by 50%. All right. That's pretty nifty.